Hi, I'm Brien Lundin, and I'm at the Metals Investor Forum in Vancouver. Joining me now is Brian Fowler with Northstar Gold Corp. If you haven't heard of Northstar, it's a public company that hasn't been public, even 20 days now as we speak. So this is an early play, an early entree. And Brian, I go way back in this industry. I remember I was a gold newsletter, was the first newsletter to recommend Kirkland Lake Gold when it was first coming out there as a public company, and out of its RTO back in the early 90s. And you would love to kind of duplicate that success, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
With your property. Tell us a little bit about your property.
Absolutely, and that was a very
in
good
the history.
that was a very good pick on your part. Northstar has been a private company for 11 years. During that time, the company's raised and spent about $7 million exploring the Kirkland Lake region of northeastern Ontario. Our flagship project is the Miller Gold property. It's it's actually the historic Boston Creek mining camp. It's situated 18 kilometers southeast of Kirkland Lake and Kirkland Lake Gold's South Macassa mine complex. As such, we've got similar geology, similar style of mineralization, high-grade gold-telluride style mineralization on our property, and the age of the mineralization is similar. We're on the property situated on similar breaks. All this is geological similarities are very compelling, and it's highly suggestive that we're tapping the same gold source as the Kirkland camp.
But you really want to find the gold, not just the geology, right?
Well, absolutely. But the geology is essential for channeling the gold, and what we've got is the fault structures and the right rock types, and we've got a massive alteration zone, alkalic alteration zone with gold mineralization on our property. So I guess the big difference is that Kirkland Lake, they've been mining there for years, and they're over a mile down. The Miller Gold property, the deepest hole is about 300 meters, and so we got the same geology, the same kind of mechanisms, and all this upside potential.
Well, and my point was, you actually do have the gold. You have a resource of high grade. I mean, it's not a very large resource yet, but a very high grade, very similar grades to what you find at Macassa. And new company, but you're fully funded for a drill program to expand on that mineralization. So in other words, this is not hoping to find something. You found something, and now you're following up on it.
Absolutely. We have a historic estimate on the property. The property in the early 1930s was a mine called the Miller Independence Mine, and they were there's 11 shallow shafts on the property, and they were chasing high-grade gold and tellurides in quartz veins on the property. In 1987, a group came in and drilled 37 vertical holes and established a historic estimate, and that totals 270,000 ounces at 11.5 grams. So it's very nice.
Great grades, and you just need it to be bigger then. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and this is shallow, and all the holes were vertical. Subsequent work that Northstar has done, doing a lot of surface stripping and trenching and whatnot, has indicated we find now that there's a lot of vertical veins on the property with gold, high grade.
Okay.
And so any historic drilling that's all been vertical, missed all that. So
you either got it all or you missed it all.
Exactly. So that's a huge upside for us, and we definitely are going to be going in and drilling some incline holes, and we're very confident that we're going to be able to increase the grade and make this a lot bigger.
So you didn't just find this property and pick it up off a prospector, and now you're trying to figure out what you have or anything. You've been on this ground for a long time as a private company. You spent a lot of money already. So now you're just kind of exposing what you found to the public markets.
Exactly. We, elected to go public just so that we could have access to capital, and that's what we've done. So, we have a 43-101 report recommends a $2.2 million two-phase program. We're just commencing phase one. It's 1.1 million. That'll entail 3,500 meters of drilling, 25 holes, as well as prior to that, just a fairly robust geophysical program that will involve 3D IP, mag, and gravity work. So we expect to be drilling by the end of March, and so we'll have solid news flow going forward after. And preliminary holes are going to be fairly shallow, and we got a good idea what we're going to hit. And,
well, that was what I was about to say. Considering your experience on the property, considering this additional geophysical work and I guess geochemical work as well. you're going to probably have a high confidence level on your drilling.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, and you know, we've since been modeling the data and taking a look at this, and we come up with a lot of new concepts and targets for the high grade mineralization. I should also mention that another really big component of this is that we have these cyanide intrusions, these large intrusive stocks that are central to the property as well, and they're very well mineralized as well. We've got the exploration target on the planet cyanide could be between 1 and 500,000 ounces at 1 to 3 grams. There's been enough historic work that substantiates that, including work that Northstar conducted. You're getting 100 meters of half gram type gold mineralization, and 12 meters of 8 grams kind of thing. So there's the beauty of this thing. What I really like is that there's all the rock types are mineralized, and you rarely see that in a lot of in most
So even
systems.
outside the high grade, you can have mineable grade in the country rock or disseminated.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. So right now we've got grade and targets and a resource that would support an underground operation. It has to be bigger, but that type of grade could definitely support an underground operation. But we also have indications of huge amount of gold in the 1 to 3 gram range, which is like, that's millhead grade for a lot of open pit mines. So, and this is all near surface. So it's really exciting. I think it's really exciting that we've got all of this happening in just, in this area, 3 kilometers by 2 kilometers, and with hardly any exploration or any drilling done other than a few vertical holes. So,
well, in addition to all of that, in addition to the important stuff like the geology and the gold, just the fact that you're a fresh story right out the gate, investors can get in before it becomes, maybe the buzz, hopefully, of the markets and at much higher value. So that's an opportunity. Get in early, get in quick on what could be one of the better exploration stories out there. Fully funded with the drill program coming up. Great news. Brien, thank you so much.
thank you, Brien.